Hey guys, welcome to You Might Be Right. My name is Ramon. This is Gamal.
What's up, y'all?
We're the guys from the Daily Insomnia podcast. We have our podcast. We talk about Marvel. We talk about DC. We talk about everything that has to do with
Star
comics
Wars,
and
all that good stuff.
all that good stuff. We wanted to give you guys its own show. We wanted to give our geekness, our nerdness, our fandom for everything that has to do with Marvel and DC and
Whatever it comes
anime,
down
whatever
to.
the case is.
Yeah.
So for us, this is a show for you guys as much as it is for us. We hope you guys join us. We hope you guys like what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
This is the first episode, so it's gonna be a little rough,
Because we're just dropping in here, dude.
We're just dropping in here. We obviously have experience with the podcast.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try our best to basically share our thoughts on the series.
Yeah, man. All we're doing is we're breaking down conspiracy theories in the universes.
Or making our own.
Marvel. Or making our own.
conspiracy
At the end of the day, one of us would be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. I might be right. Who knows?
And that's why Daily Insomnia presents
You might be right.
You Might Be Right. So let's get started.
Dude. Man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited what's going on right now with the whole WandaVision, dude. We just got done watching episode 7.
It's 6 a.m.
6 a.m, dude.
We watched it at 4:30.
I was already up by 3 and I started watching it. I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I was excited, man.
Yeah.
Like I told you yesterday, the whole day I was playing just the Marvel opening theme song in my head.
Yeah, because I caught you what is it? Humming?
Yeah,
Humming the tune on the podcast. And I was like, oh yeah, he has been singing this all day.
Ah, dude.
Because in the beginning of our podcast, you were like, and I was like, all right. But yeah, let's get started. I mean, let's get straight into it.
Straight to it, man.
So we just finished watching episode 6? 7. Episode 7 of WandaVision. The series started as its own thing.
Yes.
Right? We were very first episode was very
I couldn't get into it. I'm not gonna lie, man.
yeah, it took you a couple episodes to
It
get
took
into
me. It took me episode 3 because I watched I watched episode 2 when episode 3 came out. Because I was like, dude, episode 1, I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, I understand it's something new. Not everything has to do with fighting villains right away.
Yeah.
We're building the story after Endgame. We know Vision's dead.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Vision shows up in the show.
the first chapter of the new series. Of the new Marvel
Phase 3 or 4?
5, 4, phase, whatever.
Let me see what phase we are, man. Let me check that out.
But yeah, so it took a little bit for it to pick up, and finally on episode, was it 4?
Episode 3. Episode 3 is when it started picking up.
But no, being like the main when for me it was when Quicksilver showed up.
It was episode 3, wasn't it?
That was episode 3.
We
we have
no. Yeah,
we have laptops right in front of us. Huh? That was episode 5.
Episode 5? Okay.
So episode 5 for me, that was when it was like okay, it's getting. I mean, don't get me wrong, like 3, 4.
Well, you're right.
You're right.
Picking up. Yeah.
When once they hit 5, we were like, okay,
Because Wanda and Vision were at each other's throats.
yeah.
At the end of that episode,
Yeah, and
all
then
of a sudden,
we were getting more information from Sword and all that stuff. So we were so
as soon as Sword showed up,
Yeah.
that's when like, okay, this is the Marvel we know.
yeah.
Okay, finally.
Now we're getting back to our.
That's what got me back into there.
Yeah. So, episode, this episode we were very hype, right?
We were hyped last episode too.
We were hyped last episode was a little bit of a letdown, right? Because episode 5 was so good. We're like, oh, Quicksilver's going on, X-Men.
Yeah.
We're going into it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's make it happen. And then on episode 6, we expected something big,
For sure.
right?
Which, don't get me wrong, what happened in episode 6 was big. It was huge. But it's just, we expected another character to pop up or something.
We expected something else.
Yeah.
We expected something
A little bit more oomph to it,
So finally, episode 7, breaking the fourth wall. All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
First reaction. What did you think?
Man, I think it was good. It was a good episode. We saw a few things. We finally get some answers to what's going on. Another build-up episode, I think. It's another build-up episode, man.
Another build-up, but it probably the biggest build-up so far.
Yes. Because all our questions that we had before are answered finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It is the biggest buildup. I mean, it is a buildup, but now we have answers.
Yeah, now we have definite answers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, obviously, if you guys I don't think we've broken anything so far.
No.
Spoilers.
No.
But if you guys are watching this right now and you don't want to listen to any spoilers, continue watching because we need the views. No, but if you guys want to watch the episode, watch it, come back to us.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do. But we start off, right?
What do you think? Well, no, let me ask you the same question. What do you think? I rank it, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to get a 7 out of 10. Build up. There's some like, all right, we got answers, but for me overall 7.
Yeah, I think overall it's been the second best episode.
Second best episode? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me guess. The first one is when Pedro showed up.
For me it is because that's when I was
episode 5.
I get, when how sometimes you get a little bit of goosebumps when you watch.
Yeah.
When you watch this, it's like when Captain America showed up in the first Infinity War. Film.
Okay.
And he's in the subway and Wanda and Vision are getting beat up by the Thanos' henchmen.
For sure.
Right? And all of a sudden she stops before she's like, I'm gonna kill you. And you see the train pass by and out of the shadow Captain America pops up, you're like, you know what I mean? Those are kind of that's a little bit of the butterflies I got when I saw Quicksilver. Right? I see the back of his head and next thing you know I'm just like, oh.
And then you see the face, like, oh, hey.
And then I got hyped.
Yeah.
I remember I watched it at work, and I texted you. I texted the group chat.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, and I was like, man, this is going crazy. I felt like I had to, talk to somebody about it because we finally got.
But I think the thing is, what got you hyped the most is, it's not this Marvel Quicksilver. It's Fox's Quicksilver.
Yeah. No.
So we thought right away, hey. Quicksilver, X-Men.
Yeah, because so far the number one thing that we've heard Marvel Studios talk about the X-Men is that, hey, we are planning on bringing the X-Men in.
Just not now.
It might be it might be a little that way.
Yeah.
But now they're like, oh no, WandaVision, he's your the best Quicksilver.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Not that the guy was terrible at it, but compared to the X-Men version of it, it's night and day difference. Night and day difference. So we finally get a Fox character introduced into the Marvel Studio.
Yeah.
Huge
thing. Huge.
So now it's gone home. Like we were ready to go full blast. At least I am.
Oh no,
I'm like,
sure.
Hey, I don't need a backstory.
Yeah. We know.
Just drop him in.
I see him in 4 other movies. I kind of get see where he's at.
Just sprinkle them into the series. I'm totally okay with it. I don't need backstories anymore. We're past that.
Yeah.
I think we're all past that.
We could do our own research on the internet. We could do our own research. YouTube videos explain everybody.
Yeah. Let's drop these characters in. But so for me that was the.
You know what? It's the same thing they did with Spider-Man. There's no background. There's no. He got big with Spider. Yeah. No, it's just boom, dropped him in.
Well, especially because Spider-Man, we've already had 2
other movies
explain the origin of Spider-Man, right? So I think that was probably the number one thing that pushed them not to do so. But see, we're getting off topic. This is what the show's gonna be. We're gonna answer one question.
We're going down rabbit holes, man.
We're gonna answer one question with 40 other questions. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so. For me, that's been the best episode.
Yeah.
This episode,
second best, just because we got in the most answers out of it. Yeah.
Right. So obviously, in the last episode prior to this one, episode 6. At the end, Wanda expands. You said
the hex.
The hex makes it a lot bigger and entraps a lot of the SHIELD agents.
But the reason why she makes it bigger.
Sword.
Yeah. The reason why she makes it bigger. She knows, or her son, I don't know, I forgot his name, but Wiccan, he heard Vision in pain. He's like, oh, Dad's dying. Dad's getting hurt. And that's the reason why she would open up the hex, is to be able to get Vision back in there, because she knew she wasn't going to get there in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's that, and I think it's also that she felt the need to just kind of like, she gets them out of the way.
Yeah.
They're part of her whole world.
Yeah.
They can't fight her.
True.
So I think it's a combination of both things, right? Saving Vision, like you said, and hey, if I could just trap them in my world, I have the control again.
I think she was really trying to.
Because she almost got them all.
She almost did.
I mean,
Hayward got away.
Yeah, Hayward and a couple other people got away,
but Hayward's the main one that's going after her.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe she had like, you know what? Let me throw a Hail Mary. See what happens. I save Vision, but maybe I could trap Hayward. And then if I trap Hayward, what else? What else do they have? Mm-hmm. Who's next in line?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So that's where we started, right? That's where we left off. New episode. We go straight into it, right?
Straight into it, yeah.
Vision wakes up on the ground.
Yeah.
And
sees the carnival.
He wakes up within the carnival. And next thing you know, he sees what is her name?
Darcy.
Darcy.
Yeah.
He sees Darcy. And now it's him like, hey, you know, I saw you outside the world, you know.
Like, do you remember what happened?
She's already part of the you know, the story basically.
Yeah.
He gets her out of it, and now they're able to have a conversation. But here's the thing: there wasn't much information shared between both of them.
There wasn't.
You know what I mean?
I was hoping for Darcy to kind of freak out, like when she got out of it. But when Vision, you know, got her out of the freed her,
yeah,
from the script, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
she reacted like, oh, I know what's going on. No freak out. I expected some type of freak out. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? What happened? You know what I'm saying? All I remember is the hex eats me up, and that's all. But they don't even talk about that.
Yeah, no,
they don't even talk about that.
It's literally just like, hey, I know this is a TV show. You're part of a TV show.
Yeah.
Wanda's in control. Doesn't give him any of his history.
No,
because at this point he still has no idea who he is. Right? He knows his Vision. He knows that he's in love with Scarlet Witch. Yeah. But otherwise,
he knows he has two boys.
He has two boys. But that's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about Ultron.
No,
anything about Thanos.
In the beginning scenes, yes. Okay, in the beginning scenes. Because later on,
she tells him a little bit, but even then, still nowhere near the amount of history that Vision has is shared upon with him, right? So that's how, you know. So there's a little bit of that. They get in the car, they steal a truck, and then they're basically on their way to go talk to Wanda, right? Next scene, we go into. And not that we're gonna give a whole play-by-play, but
no.
We're just kind of like pointing out the big moments. And for me, this was the number one letdown in the episode so far, right? Episode, what was it? Episode 2 maybe. Episode 3.
Episode 2 when the beekeeper popped up. Mm-hmm. Episode 3 was when Wanda kicks out what's her face? Rambo kicks her out of the hex. Mm-hmm. That's where I got excited, to be honest.
Yeah. Kicks him out of the hex.
Yeah.
And in Rambo, she's talking to Darcy. She's talking to Jimmy Woo. And they're like, she's like, oh, I know somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Right there.
She said, I know, what'd she say? She knows a astronomical engineer? No, not astronomical. It was...
No, she said
Astro something.
Yeah. She said, I know somebody who can help us, right?
In that field.
Yeah, in that field. And in doing so, we all jumped on like, okay, the number one theory that was going out there was Fantastic Four, Richard Reed, right? We're gonna get Richard Reed in the series.
You know what? Why not just throw everybody? Fuck.
Yeah.
Why don't we just throw everybody? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we just throw everybody in the series right away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
And
because didn't the Fantastic Four, the first one, didn't they go through the whole process how Rambo did? They got hit with different type of waves, and then all of a sudden they get powers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
so that's what I thought. Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, in this, yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. It's not even jump into that. But we expected somebody big, right? Yeah. And this was the episode that we were going to finally see who was this big character that we all thought was going to show up, right? It's like, hey, episode 6, she's like, hey, he's going to meet us over some hill.
Yeah.
Just get there and we'll see him. So we knew for sure that we were going to meet this special character that we all thought it was.
I know.
See, they pull up. And some random lady shows up.
Yeah, roller coaster, man. Emotions.
Yeah.
And then let's go down.
The biggest letdown.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because you asked me, like, who's gonna show up? I'm like, just watch. In my head, I kept cool, but in my head, I'm like, it's
nobody.
It's pretty garbage, dude.
Yeah,
it's pretty garbage.
There's nobody.
Yeah,
dude, it was probably the most over exaggerated line in the show so far. Right.
I expected more.
We expected India. I mean, so we expected Mr. Fantastic. I even thought maybe it could be the Ant-Man.
Which, once again, we talked about earlier. Great guess. Mm-hmm. It's a great guess, man.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good guess.
So my top 3 guesses were Fantastic Four, right? I'm sorry.
Mr. Fantastic,
Mr. Fantastic, Ant-Man. And then at the end, when I saw like they were military, I was like, Nick Fury.
But we know Nick Fury's in space right now.
Yeah, but you can pop in. I mean, if you're able to go in and out, you're...
For sure. Remember, Nick Fury's... depending on... because Nick Fury is supposed to be in space, but there's Nick Fury also the Skrull. So let's remember that too.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. But then when it was neither of those 3, I was like, oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Like, how do you dare play my emotions?
The first 10 minutes was very lackluster, man. Of the new episode.
Yeah, it was just
very
like
lackluster.
That was just the number one thing that was just like, ugh. But so that happens, we get it. Another big point in the episode was, at least for us, was is it Tommy or
it's Wiccan, and of course what's the name? I forgot his character name.
But I mean, Billy and Tommy.
Billy and Tommy, yeah.
Right. Billy.
Okay.
Billy he says he's he wakes up his mom, he's like, hey, like, I'm hearing a lot of voices. Yeah. Right. And you said, I
think he hears the voices, but he hears the people from the camp, the carnival, just because they're so new to what's going on. They don't understand how Darcy understood. They don't understand that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. For them, it's like, oh, another phenomenon, another blip. Yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying.
And then we also know that from this episode that Scarlet Witch, she's having trouble with her controlling everything now. Right? Not that
she overexpanded.
Yeah, she's overexpanded. Her power has lessened.
Remember last episode, the shark ad, which feeds, I forgot what it's called. Let me pull it up. So in the commercial that we just talked about on the Yo Magic ad, this was called, with the shark last episode. I felt those maybe a little bit of foreshadowing into this new episode that she can't control stuff. Because I feel like she used up her magic to a point where now she's like weak. So in the actual commercial, the guy gets the yogurt, but he can't do anything with it. So he's at his weakest right now.
Okay, you see,
you kind of see a little bit.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought back to that. So, nothing too crazy, but I was like, that's
like
something.
Magic will deplete.
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it. The other thing that I said was that which kind of led to, because so we know that we're gonna have another big character in the show.
Yeah,
we've gotten that information.
Yeah,
right. They're like, hey, you think Quicksilver's big? It's gonna get bigger. It's only gonna get bigger. But Marvel, they like to extend the expand the truth, or lie a little bit, right? Sometimes they make it seem, and then the big character might be what we're going to talk about in a little bit.
For sure.
But, so when the kid's like, hey, Mom, I'm having a hard time with the voices in my head.
Yeah.
Right? I heard that and I stopped playing.
You paused it.
And I paused it. And I was like, oh, so the next big character might be Dr. Xavier.
Why not?
Charles Xavier. Xavier from the X-Men. Because who else could help him? Because Wanda doesn't have that problem. She doesn't have that problem, right? She can't listen to the voices in her head.
For sure.
Right? At least to what we understand.
Yeah, from what we understand.
But he has, telepathic powers, what it seems like. So I was like, well, who else could help him with that? But Dr. Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
One of the strongest minds, if not the strongest mind, in Marvel Universe.
And then why not? They put Quicksilver. Why not throw him into the
exactly.
Mix.
So we already have one X-Men in there. Yeah. Why might as well throw a different one in there? And I was like, okay, maybe that's And he's been thrown in the conversation already
Yeah.
about being a possible big character to show up in the series. But with that line, I mean, I might be overthinking it a little bit, but it seems like that could definitely be a solution to the
Why not?
What is it? Billy's problems, right?
For sure.
So that's a possible, right? Possibility. So that's basically one of the next big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Following that, we have Rambo. Obviously we're skipping a little bit, right?
Skip into. I mean, we're back into the scene where she is now in the spacesuit. She's in the spacecraft. You know what I'm saying?
She's in a.
It's supposed to withstand those type of energy fields. You know what I'm saying?
And she tries to break in, isn't capable of.
No.
The truck is blown. Out.
Blown off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a scene between her, she's like, should I go back to them or should I try to force myself into it again?
And it's a superhero show. Yeah. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, and then obviously we know her history. Yeah. We know she's developed some type of superpowers
for sure. Her DNA changed going into the field twice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So she's in there. She starts running in, mm-hmm. and she's, in a sense, almost her powers awaken while she's forcing herself in.
Her powers awakens in the middle of her going into the force field. That's when she really goes into okay, I see what's going on, and her everything just surrounds her just goes for her it's just normal.
Yeah,
everyday thing.
Yeah, and she
just glides in there.
She breaks through, and now she's in the world, but fully control in her mind. She's not part of the story at all.
No,
she's just there, finally able to.
She's Proton.
Yeah, try to have a conversation with Wanda. From here, is there something else that happens?
No.
I think everything else is kind of. Just.
No, I think everything else is pretty good. The only thing is, I think Darcy was telling Vision that he did die twice.
Yeah.
One by Wanda's hand,
mm-hmm.
extracting the Mind Stone,
mm-hmm.
and then two by Thanos, extracting the Mind Stone, mm-hmm. or destroying the Mind Stone and then extracting the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
I think that's what's in between what was going on. Other than that, yeah. We get a new character, we get Proton.
Yeah. It was goes to show you, too, that there's been a lot of information released to the public.
Yeah.
Because, if she knows this, I mean, and not that she knows she has some special clearance, too, to an extent. But I'm trying to say that means, they're, the Avengers were very
mainstream
foretelling about the events that happened with Thanos. I'm assuming that people, the common man knows who Thanos is in that universe.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was the guy who snapped us away. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they know. Because even when in Captain America, when Captain America's in the what's it called? Therapy session with a group of guys.
Oh yeah. Because they're talking about the whole event with the blip.
Exactly.
How they're living at past.
And, they talk about Thanos.
Oh, not only that. Also, it was all the destruction happened in the UK.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So people know. People know.
Yeah.
People
but it's
know
after the blip.
Yeah. People know about everything that occurred because of Thanos, right?
Yeah.
But where was I going with that?
How?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying that. I'm saying nothing. I'm literally saying nothing. I guess I just wanted to point out the fact
You're going
that
too many rabbit holes now.
I wanted to point out the fact that the people know.
Yeah.
People know.
People know.
People know the history of the events that occurred from the Infinity War, basically.
And now more than ever, because we saw in the what was it, the 4th episode,
mm-hmm.
we go into Rambo's story a little bit.
Yeah.
She comes back from the blip.
Mm-hmm.
She was part of the blip.
Mm-hmm.
She disappeared. Comes back. She finds out her mom's passed away, cancer, and then nothing's the same.
Yeah,
nothing's the same. So it's kind of nice to see that. It was kind of nice to see because we haven't seen anything else past that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then her going back to her old job.
Yeah,
getting back, basically rolling back into her career. But yeah, so that's basically it, right?
Yeah,
that's basically the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So we jump to Rambo finally catching up with Wanda, right? They have
Oh no! Wait. Agatha comes in, and Agnes. I'm sorry, Agnes, right? Agnes, not Agatha.
Agatha, yeah.
Agatha comes in, takes the boy away. Gives.
That's early. That's early. Now,
yeah. But even then, there is a little bit of some facts there because when she's talking to the boys, and then she tells them, "Oh,
you know, let's come back to this.
Okay,
let's come back because we'll talk about her. We'll talk about her in a little bit. But Rambo shows up at the house.
Yeah.
Wanda sees her.
Yeah.
You know, she starts using her powers. The people around her,
she's defending. Yeah.
They stop and they're like, what's going on? But not really. And Rambo, she's like, hey, we need to talk. You can stop this. You know, I'm trying. But
Rambo starts saying like, dude, it wasn't us. We're not. I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a group of us like trying to work with you, not against you.
And Sword is the real culprit when it comes to like her.
Sword, it's
yeah, but I'm trying to say,
but for sure,
we don't know too much information. You know, there could be, there's always there's alliances.
Of
and
course,
stuff like that.
yeah,
so,
yeah.
And so she uses her powers to fight her, and then Rambo's able to use her powers to kind of like defend herself a little bit,
just
nowhere
near,
near, nowhere near the strength of Wanda
for sure.
She's able to use some bit of her powers.
See a little bit. Her eyes turn blue,
and that's when Agatha comes out.
Yeah,
consoles Wanda, and she's like, "Hey, just get away from her."
Tells Rambo to back off.
Come back to my house, and this is where probably the episode takes its
little turn,
biggest turn, and not only that, but it's the most information we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is like the number one thing that's like
the biggest thing. Yeah.
Okay, now like this is finally.
We all thought of. We all say. I mean, if you're into the comics, you know that Wanda has some type of mentor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everyone, I mean, started pointing fingers. Oh, it's her.
Since episode 1, we've all been saying that Agatha is the witch, right? Yeah. Agatha is the witch called Agatha too.
I think it's Agnes, and then her character is Agatha.
No, it's Agatha. Yeah, Agatha Harkness.
Yeah.
A witch in the Marvel comics. Like I said, I think this has been the number one thing that we've all knew forever. Just like we hadn't gotten that concrete answer yet.
For sure.
Right. Mm-hmm. We've gotten glimpses of it. We know when she was dressed as a witch on Halloween.
The laugh
you
pointed out with when Vision's talking to her.
Her like jumping in and out of character as well. She's been the only one that's been able to like, hey, should I redo this line? Should I redo this?
But she has some type of understanding, like, okay, right now I'm just playing a role.
Yeah.
I can't show him too much.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so they go into the house. Wanda sits down. She sees that there's some peanut butter jelly sandwiches eaten.
For the boys.
There's some, like, kid cartoons on TV. Yeah. And she's just noticing, like, it's a little weird, right? Mm-hmm. Like, something's off.
There's no noise. There's no kids playing or anything like that.
Kids? Like, what's going on? And...
Because usually they're arguing. I mean, they're boys.
And I said that I was like, I'm getting Hansel and Gretel vibes. And what is that? She's a witch in the woods.
Yeah.
Right? Fattening up the kids.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think there's a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for?
Similarities?
Yeah, similarities in that. To kind of like even push more the fact that she's a witch. Mm-hmm. Like here's the last little sprinkle on top.
For sure.
This lady's a witch. She's a witch.
Yeah.
All right. And we're finally going to realize that she is. Mm-hmm. Right. So she walks away. Then they're like, hey, where's the kids at? They're in the basement. So, Wanda goes sees, what the kids are doing in the basement.
A little eerie sound, music.
Yeah. And that's when...
Kind of like horror almost, you know what I'm saying?
And that's when everything pops up, right?
You see, the first thing you notice right away is the spell book. It's glowing orange all over it. Question for me is, like I said, I don't know too much of Agatha. Like, what is that her spell book? Is that her source of power? Like, what is it?
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? That
it's a witch, of course.
Yeah, a witch would have
spell book.
A spell book.
Mm-hmm.
But the room's glowing like a purple. Like how Wanda has her red, like mystic power, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a purple mystic power.
Yeah.
What we've seen so far, right? Just from the walls, the veins. It's almost like
it doesn't peer.
It almost reminds me of Stranger Things.
Okay, yeah. With
you know what I mean?
Stuff,
like the vines, how the walls, and how very similar.
Okay.
Very similar. But yeah, she gets down there, sees a spell book, and that's when Agatha shows up, and she's like, "Hey, so you really thought you were the only one with mystic powers?"
Yeah.
And then she starts.
Her little theme song.
Yeah.
comes up.
No, but not only that, but she bewitches Scarlet.
Oh, bewitches Scarlet, but then she's showing Scarlet what she's done.
With a vision. Yeah.
With
She
vision,
doesn't like take control of her, but she just like what Wanda did with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But you see the purple. Her power is purple. Her color is purple. Her eyes go a little purple.
I mean, you saw her. I mean, in the beginning of the episode, she's wearing a purple shirt. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a little bit of
she's been wearing purple the whole time.
Yeah.
There's always been a little bit of purple on her. And then obviously the necklace that she's always been wearing. That was another one. That was another key feature of us knowing that.
Which, is she wearing the necklace in this episode?
Not in the beginning, but when she comes downstairs, she's wearing the necklace.
Okay.
Yeah. I noticed that. I was like, oh.
So she's wearing the neck. When she's not wearing the necklace, she's in control. In a way, maybe.
No. I just think.
Or maybe she's in a natural state.
No, I just think I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would assume the necklace has some source of power to her. But yeah, she wasn't wearing it throughout the whole episode right until she came downstairs.
But I think a thing here though, like I was saying before, she knows the boys have power now. She knows that the boys have powers, because the way.
No, I think she but I think she knew the boys had powers.
But it's confirmed now for her.
Ever since they had the ability to like age night over day. You know?
Okay.
So I mean, who knows? But yeah, she definitely knows that they have powers because they had a key line in the series. I don't know if we mentioned it, but they had a key line where like, hey, Billy, right? Is it Billy or Tommy?
No, it's Billy. Billy's wicked.
He goes, hey, like I can't read your mind. There's blankness. You're the only one that's quiet.
You're quiet. Yeah, exactly.
Like you're the only one that's quiet.
And then she looks at Billy. She looks at Tommy. Yeah. And I think and then she looks at the camera. I'm like, oh, these guys got it.
Yeah.
They have it.
Yeah.
Finally.
Or they're gonna find out. They're gonna let me out. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh, mom, like you can read everybody else's mind, but why can't you read her mind? You know. But more or less confirmed.
Ends there.
Agnes the witch.
Yeah.
Is a thing. She does a little cutscene. It shows that she's been behind the whole thing.
Yep.
Right. You said that the number one way that she's controlling Scarlet is by.
I think by emotion.
Emotion, right?
Emotionally controlling her. Because one of the scenes that she is. This when Petro shows up, episode 4. Petro shows up, but you can tell she's the one controlling the narrative right now. He.
But it shows. It shows.
Yes. Yeah.
It shows that she was behind.
Yeah.
She was outside when Petro walked in the door. Back when they were doing the magic show in episode 2.
Episode 2.
She was doing some magic. She's been doing magic the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah.
Just off camera, basically, where we haven't been able to see her.
And then also you see her. She's the one recording Scarlet Witch and because it was like I said, part of the TV series. Remember when Scarlet Witch says, "Oh, you can't talk." You know what I'm saying? Because she says, "Isn't it something? Is it because you deserve it?" And she's like, Scarlet Witch look at the camera like, what do you mean? First of all, you're not supposed to be talking. So maybe it has to do something with
no, that was the guy voice.
Guy voice, but once again, Agatha is the one controlling the narrative now.
Yeah,
part of it.
I think overall, Wanda's still stronger.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's the one doing the hex, right? It's not like it's her. It's not Agnes's world. It is, Scarlet's world, but Agnes is controlling the. She's basically the producer and director.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
That's a good way to break down. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Like that's how they're portraying her in the series. So we get that scene of her in the background, her controlling everything, and it cuts off.
Boom. Everyone hates it. Everyone hates it. I hate it. I was like, hold on, what just happened?
Yeah, obviously. And then, look, I get it, man. Like, we all want our episodes, and I want it. You know what I mean?
Want bad.
I want an hour. I want an hour. Like these like Dragon Ball Z, Link episodes are hurting me a little bit.
There's cliffhangers, man.
Cliffhangers, yeah. Dude. I mean, you got to do that, but that's how shows work, right? You cliffhanger at the end.
That's why you just grab more audience,
right?
Man.
It was like when Petro showed up,
cliffhanger,
and
when Rambo gets kicked out, with the hex, cliffhanger. So we want more.
Yeah,
we're greedy. We're greedy. We want more, man.
So I thought it was over, and I would usually I would have just like. Because we haven't had...
We've seen a trend.
Yeah, we've seen a trend.
For 6 episodes.
Yeah.
No cutscene, no nothing like that.
But you told me, you're like, hey,
I waited because I fast forward. just to see like maybe this time they have something. I don't know, have some hope. Give me some of that Marvel twang. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, and cutscene. Nothing crazy. 10 seconds maybe. We see Rambo walking up to the house where Scarlet Witch and Agatha, or where Agatha lives, and she goes, checks the window, and then she sees that basement door. Yeah, one of those basement doors where usually you go for tornadoes, back like in the Midwest and stuff. Yeah, she opens it up, and you see the vines, and you see the purple in the vines, of course, because of the magic. Yeah, but you see Rambo's eyes glow purple. So I think for me, I mean, she's reading that. Okay, there's some type of some type of energy here, different energy. And then all of a sudden, Pedro shows up saying, "Snoop is gonna snoop." Yeah. So guys, thanks for watching. That was our breakdown of episode 7 of WandaVision. Very hopeful for the next episode. And I guess that's another build up, man. Excited. Very excited for the next episode. Yeah. We'll definitely watch it. We'll break it down for you guys again. Share our thoughts. Share what do you guys think? What's going on? What's the next move? You know? Yeah. Tell us what you guys think. In the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the show. Check out our podcast, Daily Insomnia. And if you like drinking, we also have the Daily Insomnia mixology videos. Yes, we do, guys. But guys, thank you. First episode of You Might Be Right. You might be right. You might be right. I might be right. Thank you guys for watching. Guys, take it easy. Thanks for joining us. Peace out, y'all. I stayed quiet. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, Ramon from Daily Insomnia. Thank you for watching our video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right here. Watch our mixology videos up here. And if you want to see our latest episode, it's right here. Like always, guys, this is Daily Insomnia. Sign off.